Watercooler. Ba-ba-ba-do. Watercooler. Ba-do-do-do-do-do. Watercooler. Ba-ba-ba-do. Hey, welcome to Watercooler. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out. You know how the show goes. I, Chris Locks, want to kick it with my Kroll Digital Buds, Phyllis style. My Kroll Digital Buds from yesteryear, that is. And with me today, all the way in Austin, Texas, give it up for Matt Fondelier.
Hey, brother.
Hi, Matt. And then all the way in North Hollywood, California, it's Mike Dawson.
Yeah, what's happening, dude? Happy to be here. Back in the NoHo.
Indoors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looking good. Mm-hmm. And then all the way in Orange County, California, it's Gary Smith.
What's up?
Hey, Gary. Hey, guys. No Kalen for this episode. I hear he will be making an appearance on the Patreon episode that we do later this week. So it's okay. No flicking the bean right now. Okay, look, Halloween's coming up. Matt Spider is on his microphone. I can't imagine what it's like for Matt to take down all his decorations on, I'm guessing, November 2nd. You keep him up for Dios de los Muertos?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's still up at that point. We'll take down the outside stuff first so that the neighbors don't think that we're crazy. And then it will be a long and arduous process over the course of another week for me to get everything else down.
Arduous.
Yeah. Was that the right word?
Yeah.
That's a strong word for putting things away.
I've been doing a lot of tightrope trivia. I don't know if you guys ever do that.
All right.
No.
Yeah.
A lot of vocab.
Yeah. I know you love reading and writing. So.
I love reading and writing.
Yeah.
Is that a lingo word? Do we have that?
Too many letters. Many letters.
Matt loves his word games. I am all about the New York Times word games right now. Wordle.
Which, by the way, did Wordle just straight up rip off lingo?
Yes.
Matt's discussed this before. He tried to uncover this conspiracy right at the height of Wordle and its debut, but nobody listened. I wasn't listening, but now...
Yeah, exactly. Clearly neither was Gary.
Now
I wasn't
we're listening.
But I've since been served. I was watching something on a streaming app, and when the show I was watching ended, it just started auto-playing an episode of Lingo, and I watched it for like 20 minutes, and I was just confounded by the fact that they are just playing Wordle, which is making New York Times millions of dollars, and it's just a straight-up stolen game.
But Gary, it's different because it's a team effort.
I suppose, but I mean, you could play Wordle with your wife, so that could be a team effort too.
But do you play Lingo because you love words and letters, or do you just want to stick your hand down a hole and feel some balls?
That's a good question.
And Matt's done it, right? You have done that.
It.
Yes.
Would that
Not
technically
rewarding.
be the lower hole?
It is a downward hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
You got holes in your balls.
We know how
you're either a wiffle ball
they're
or we
balls
have
in
other
your
problems.
hole, Matt. They're balls in your hole.
My hole.
Look,
I don't agree with that statement.
I still, because this, you remember?
Objection, Your Honor. Sorry, Chris.
Overruled.
No, it's okay. Keep talking about lower holes. You remember when you would sell candy bars and you win like a bike in elementary school. I remember we had this program. I forget what the company was. It was I'm sure every school at that time used it for these chocolate bars. But they had this big rally right before we would go selling, where this guy, the spokesperson, would come up, he'd go on the stage, he'd explain what's going on, and then he'd get everybody riled up to sell these mediocre candy bars. And then they brought in that tube where all the dollar bills would just fly around in the wind.
By the way, lives on. My son did that for his birthday at Charles Entertainment Cheese like 6 months ago.
Really?
Really?
Okay, well, good to know where I can experience this, because I still haven't done that yet, and I dream of it, of just going into that wind tunnel and just catching all the stuff.
You know the hack for that, right?
I don't. Please.
There's a special hat for it.
A hack, not a hat.
Oh, hack, yeah. Under your shirt.
I feel like the hat would just blow off.
Wait, a hack to be able to do it, or a hack to just get as much money as you can?
Yeah.
Isn't that the same thing?
Well, just having the opportunity to do it, I would love the hack.
Okay, if you just want to be a spaz,
Charles E. Cheese.
You just want to be a spaz like Gary Jr., then you're right. You do not need this hack.
Use me. You're gonna hear from Joy in a couple days.
and producer
Jesus.
LL. I think you're getting a three-way call here.
All right. Well,
But tell us this hack
My son is
that Gary's son wasn't able. That Gary
Fucking piece of
Spaz.
shit. good friend of mine. What the fuck?
Tell me
I'm
this hack.
sorry. That's not what I meant.
Well, it's what you said. So fucking connect your brain to your mouth, you dick.
Yeah, I really got to get
All
better
right.
at that. All right.
So Gary Jr. was spazzing out in the money thing.
That's what I heard from
How
Matt
many
on the
bills did
weird.
he get? Now I'm
How
going to
many
push
bills?
back. How much?
you didn't
how
know the
much
hack.
did your son get out?
Not as many as you would have, I bet.
Because you didn't know the hack.
He doesn't know the hack. No, I can't explain hacks to a 5-year-old. It's it doesn't work.
That's all I meant by that.
All right, so explain your hack.
It's not my hack. It's some Asian chick on fucking TikTok that I saw did this. But rather than just moving your arms about trying to catch as many bills as you possibly can, you got to put your hands into like a cup-like shape and then press them up against the glass. And then the wind will inevitably push a bunch of money into your hand.
Yeah, that's not the hack, Matt.
All right.
Yeah, see, the hack I've seen is you use your T-shirt and then try to trap as many bills as possible. Pull your
Oh.
T-shirt, the front of your
That's
T-shirt
the hack.
out, and then you allow as many bills as possible to fly into your shirt, and then you push it down and trap them all in there. That's the hack I've seen.
So I should be.
Matt,
good. I should
you're a
get.
hack with your hack.
No, I just usually do that shirtless. So that's
Okay.
news to me. I
Yeah.
didn't know that you could wear a shirt in there.
That does make
let
sense.
alone
So anytime
I-
there's a money tube, Matt just goes full Kreischer. Just
Mhm.
the shirt's
absolutely
coming off.
right.
Yeah, okay.
But
yeah,
the
if you want
pants
to
don't
cheat and
seem
use your
fair
shirt-
either. Then Matt.
Well, yeah, again, I'm assuming that's part of the hack. You got to
Yeah.
really put your entire body up against the glass to really catch
Good.
stuff.
I got a great visual in my head, and I'm just gonna let that sit for a second because it's nice.
I was fine with just shirtless, but someone else brought
I
the
wasn't.
pants in.
So are you? Because I do find it an advantage if I went into this wind tube and was wearing my, sometimes I wear a quad XL shirt, so I just basically have this fishing net around
We've
my
all seen
body.
Chris with his 4XL T-shirts just sauntering around the office, hanging down to his knees. What are you talking about?
Would it be better if it was mesh too? I think that would help.
It depends how, at a certain point, there's diminishing returns. If the mesh, is fine, then yeah, that's one thing. But
I
if you
only
start
wear
getting
fine
into-
mesh.
Oh, okay.
You think I wear thick mesh?
I mean, I don't know.
Have you
Is
seen
that
me?
even the right word for it? I don't know.
I wear the finest mesh with the best materials because I want it to feel good for wherever the fabric is touching. Now, okay,
Even
so
the inside of your shorts.
yeah, everywhere,
Yeah,
all over.
Yeah.
Well, it's a one piece.
it's the finest mesh.
Yes. So I think about the kids doing that, and I but hack or not, I thought they were terrible at it, and it was just embarrassing. But anyway, so the New York Times games, Wordle. I'm only playing 3, Matt. You're gonna know this. I know you play all of them. Wordle, Connections, big Connections guy, and then the mini. And I tried to do the mini as fast as I can, and it's fun. And
What's your record?
I've gone 20 to 25 seconds.
Damn.
Yeah.
For Dawson and Gary, anyone else who doesn't know, the mini crossword, I hope you're sitting down, is a smaller version of the New York Times crossword.
So
And
for Chris,
instead
it should
of
just be called the
it's
regular.
just the regular.
Sorry.
you
Anyway,
had to.
it's
Wasn't up to
It's
you.
essentially-
At certain points, it's not up to you. The universe just has to balance itself out.
it varies a little bit, but it's maybe 4 clues down, 4 clues across.
Sure.
Maybe 5. That's about it. And
By the
actually-
way, Matt, I was all set without that further explanation.
well, all right. Dawson's making sounds like he didn't quite get it. So
Yeah.
I thought I would try to help.
No, I perfectly understand the concept of a smaller mini crossword puzzle.
But can you
Oh.
imagine completing it in under 30 seconds?
Sure.
Our friend is a genius. Do you
I
guys
am.
understand that?
Yeah,
What's
I
your
can.
record?
I'm capable of imagining many things, so I can imagine that as well.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, Matt, the only way I did it was because I only needed to do a cross. And I got them all across, and then boom, it was done.
Boom.
So,
Wait, what's Matt's record though?
I mean, I think maybe one time I got like 38 seconds, and I was about to brag about it. But if Chris is saying fucking sub 30,
I've gone sub 25.
that's wild.
But I try very hard to go as fast. I'm sure that's like people listening are like, oh, dude, that's nothing. So my wife Jennifer, my wife, she and her friends love playing these games. In fact, they started a group chat for all the New York Times, those 3 New York Times games, where they just chat about how they did. They post their scores. It's awesome. And so I go up to Jen. I just go, hey, I've been playing these games.
Yeah.
Let me in this chat. Let me in.
Uh-oh.
I want in. I know every person in this group. You gotta let me in. And she refuses. And I don't know why. Yeah. What am I? Just okay. They're all okay. They are all female. I don't think that makes a difference. In fact, maybe this is a little discriminatory. Just because
You're crying sexism over being banned from a New York Times games group chat?
I am.
This is the place to do it, man. This is your platform.
Gary, if I just stay silent, I'm only hurting the oppressed, which is me.
That's true. Silence is violence.
That's right. So I need to make it known. So my wife is in the sexist group chat, as I was saying.
Yeah.
And oh man, she's just laughing. They're talking about there's like how many times it took them to get Wordle, what tries they use. Oh, how bad. And here I am just getting all these perfect scores. I'm getting sub 25 many times, Matt. And
Damn,
I have
dude.
nobody to talk about it with.
Until right now, Chris, you know what? I'm starting a new chain, just you and me.
Oh,
It's going to be called the Wordle Score Chain.
I love it.
And I will not only provide you with my Wordle connections and many times, but I'm onto another app. It's called Britannica.com. They got the Quirtle, which is 4 Wordles at once. They got the Octurtle, which is 8 at once.
The
and
Octurtle.
to begin this conversation, to circle back, they have Tightrope, which is like a 13-question trivia game where you're walking on a tightrope, and if you get 3 wrong, you plummet to your death.
All right, Matt, I think there was some creativity left on the cutting room floor for this group chat. May I propose Nerdle as the name?
I like
and
it.
the title of this episode, if I may suggest.
I like that too. So I am a little petty about not being
He's actually doing it for the listeners. He is staring at his phone. I can see the reflection in his
Well, here's the
glasses.
problem. I was going to do like a...
I'm depositing some checks.
If I just want to text just Chris, can I name this chain, or every text I ever have with Chris is going to be
just
called
put
Nerdle?
Gary in it, because then you can name it.
There we go. Now,
we can talk about horror movie recs too while we're at it.
Horror
true.
movie and Nerdle.
Because I'll tell you, I'll talk
can't-
about what I wikied and all the crazy stuff that I read. And you
Gary's camera's going out. I think
Yeah,
we're
we
losing
like
Gary.
it. I
You
like it.
can't create a group chat with just 2 people. Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
Gary, we're going to really need your participation
Yeah.
here.
Don't worry,
All right,
Gary.
I'll
You don't
stop
have.
playing these games.
So
Fucking fine.
I like this because look, this is how petty I'm getting. I am scoring these really great scores on all these games, and so I'm individually just sending them to every person in that group chat. No
You'll show them.
no explanation. I just send them the score. No hello, no goodbye, just the scores, and I just go about my life. And sometimes they comment on it, sometimes they don't. But it's just it's fulfilling something. I don't know what
You
yet.
forced yourself in there, Chris.
I am.
You forced yourself in there.
This is what they get. You don't leave me out of things.
No.
You
They'll
don't.
learn.
Yeah.
Take that,
I do
group
not
of
get left
girls.
out.
You are the one who wordles.
Group of girls who just wants to have something private with no dudes.
Thank you.
Well,
See, you
Chris,
guys get me. You guys
Yeah.
get me. This is what I'm talking. This is what I want.
Have you seen this group chat on Jenny's phone? Is it possible that they have named the group chat Girdle, and that's why?
Oh no, Gary's on fucking fire.
Gary's just naming all these group chats with these Wordle puns. It's amazing.
I mean, I'm saying, like, if they did have the foresight to name this group Girdle, then, I would understand them not wanting to include a boy.
What about if all the pets were in a group chat playing Wordle?
All the pets. I'm
Fertile?
missing this one.
Yeah, I was like, what's the sound a kitty cat makes?
Turtle. Okay, what if they were all fucking tortoises? Turtle. There you go.
Or if they're all poops, turtle.
Turtle.
Look, we're
We're solving the big problems here on Watercooler.
At this point, I would like to welcome all new listeners. Thank you so much for finding this podcast.
I think we lost a listener in that Dawson has turned on the TV. He is out, man.
Banking. Wow. Dawson is doing his banking.
I'm doing my banking.
He's doing chores.
Yep.
I love it.
What's the score of the baseball game, Dawson?
What's your Wordle score, Dawson?
Last I checked, it was 2-0. Dodgers are up, which, Matt, you must be so excited. You're going to win a bunch of money.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, no. Once the Dodgers won the World Series in 2020, which apparently some people consider fake, and to those people, I say, go fuck yourself. But after that happened, we stopped betting on the team every year because, like, we had the magic.
You experienced it, and you're like, they'll never do that again.
That's right. Well, it wasn't that. It was just that they did it. Finally, after all these years, it finally paid off, even though we lost hundreds of dollars prior to that year. But
so are you not rooting for them anymore because you just don't want to think about the
rooting
money?
for it? No, and it's awesome because it's an excuse for me to talk to my dad. So I'm loving it.
Well, do you hear those stories about the people who like the guy who plays the same lottery? I mean, this could be urban legends, but this guy puts the same lottery numbers every year. Then every week, and 1 week he forgets to sign up, and those numbers hit, and you just get super depressed about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's tough, basically man. You, Matt.
That's you, Matt.
The 1 year you decide to stop, and you could.
No, I actually did that. I did that with the Detroit Lions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would put $100 on the Lions to win the NFC North for like a decade.
Wow.
Dawson, for real? Because it kind of sounds like you're lying.
I'm not in the habit of lying. No, I put $100. It started when we were advertising sports betting on Corolla.
Was it gambling? Really easy, a lot of gambling website at the time.
So I would
was just a scam
always put $100 on the Lions, and then the 1 year I didn't do it, they took the division, right?
They took the division, and that guy did the halftime show coming out of an igloo.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Jankiest halftime show ever.
I'll never forget that. I don't even remember who it was, but I just remember watching it going, this looks like a school play. Sorry, Dawson. Look how sad Dawson is about it, Matt.
It makes me sad, dude, because I could have won like $700 or something like that. I think I would have like been close to breaking even on the whole thing. It would have been a worthwhile endeavor.
Yeah.
It's all right, buddy. You'll get it back.
So I'd just take the big L.
Dude, I've been feeling kind of sad as of yesterday. So I've been taking my kid to the farmer's market on the weekend just because it's a nice place to walk around. I like the vibe. Just food all out on tables. Sometimes there's samplies. A lot of times there's samplies. And the weather's really beautiful these days. So I'm walking, and I see this woman, and she's passing out like canned beverages. Samplies. Yeah. Canned beverages. She has like a big cooler on her. She's wearing this big cooler. She's passing out, and these little cans of San Pellegrino, but the flavored ones. Either way, they're free samplies. They're cold. They're chilled. They look very nice. And I look over, and there's a Rivian, and in the frunk, that's what we call the front trunk, is basically just ice with a bunch of these things, and there's like 3 more girls there just loading up their coolers to go around the farmer's market passing them out. So I'm walking. My son's in the stroller. We're having a good day. And I'm
2 wheels or 4 wheels?
They are 4 wheels. I don't want them to go too fast.
Good call.
And and I'm thinking I could use a refreshment. I'm gonna need one of these things, but they're just passing them out to people like, hey, do you want one of these? I'm not going to go up and ask for one. I just want to walk by and be offered one.
You want to be approached?
I want to be approached. Exactly, Gary. I'm trying to.
Okay.
They're approaching everybody.
And you have a baby, which is like
I got
right
a
next.
baby. Oh. I saw parents. They're putting theirs in their strollers. They're a bunch of all the babies were just attracting all these people. And so I'm about to get myself a nice bev, and I walk by
a
samply bev, and I walk by the first young woman, just passing them out, and I kind of slow my stroll a little bit, thinking, okay, let's give her some time to realize what's gonna possibly pass her by if she doesn't capitalize on this opportunity, and totally just doesn't offer me one, just lets me walk right by, and I think, okay, maybe. But what's
That's
weird
ridiculous.
was right before me, like in the distance, I saw her, like she went to like a Trump tent. There's like their political tents, and like there was one of them was like for Trump, and she gave them all, and she's like taking pictures, they're all holding their signs, like woo, and then she goes to the Harris Waltz tent. They do the same thing, so there's no like lean here. They just want people, and they're even letting them put their signs up like for the social media. I'm like, you're a brand here. You shouldn't. I don't know.
What signs were you holding up?
Yeah, what sign did you come with, Chris?
Was your baby holding up a sign?
Free
Or did you not
samplies?
have a sign?
I was signless.
I mean, I'm just pointing out a pattern here.
Missed opportunity.
There were other people without signs that were getting them too, Matt. I'm just saying. So they're like, I don't understand. They seem to not have had some sort of filter for who gets them and who doesn't. Except they had one, and that's super cool dude with his son walking by. And so that passed.
Very specific filter.
I thought so too. I was like,
Yeah,
geez.
yeah.
So anyway, but there are three more girls in front of me. Okay, she didn't give me one. There are three more. Boom, boom, boom. Walk by all three of them. None of them. Nothing.
No, buddy.
I almost went to the Rivian and just stuck my hand in their frunk and just grabbed my own. But it was pretty depressing. And I realized I've just been getting rejected a lot. My wife's group chat, freaking frunk girls. Like it's just I don't know. Something weird's going on here, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it because it can't just be that
I think it's a conspiracy.
I think so too, Doss. See,
Yeah.
thank you. You guys get me. This is what I love about this show. And the listeners, you guys get me. You understand.
You should make a
This should
sign
not-
next time for sure.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I am freaking gonna. But anyway, so I'll never know what that drink tastes like, and I refuse to buy it. All right. Well, and I hope, Pellegrino, if you're listening, this is what you missed out on, because I could have reviewed it on this very show. Gary, do you remember that guy who used to review foods on Instagram that I loved, King's Reviews?
Yeah, totally.
And he even made a birthday video for me. One of my friends got him to make a birthday video saying happy birthday, and it was very sweet. He hasn't posted anything in like 2 years, and I'm really worried about him. So, King,
He's dead.
we are thinking that. Like, I hope not, but King, if you're listening, please hit me up. All right, look, we got a lot of show. You guys want to do some comments?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Now it's time for listener comments.
All right, and these are all comments delivered to us by you, the listeners. Okay, look, I've been getting it from both ends here. With which comments I'm reading.
Thank you for clarifying. That was a long dangling modifier.
What? Oh, yeah. Well, it's true. I remember one episode I read Patreon comments for the people who get the ad-free versions for sending it for a Patreon, and the Facebook group went nuts. You remember? You were there. You heard the turmoil. Well, and then so I started reading the Facebook comments, and then in Patreon they're going, "Hey, what about us?"
They have a stronger argument as they do pay.
But we also want to encourage people to join our Facebook group and to share their own comments. And people might be more willing to comment if they know there's a chance we'll read it on air.
That's look. Well, that's for both sides. And here's the thing: I don't like this civil war happening with the water cooler community. I don't know about you guys. Dawson looks like he's liking it. I don't like it.
I want peace in the Middle East, bro.
Okay, good. We don't need so. This seems like the most reasonable solution. I am going to alternate between Patreon and Facebook. I mean, not one, but just I'll do a little bit of each every show. We'll try that. So what I'm saying, and for the new listeners, if you're still here, we have a Facebook group. It's free to join. Just go to facebook.com/groups/BoboBoyArmy Worldwide LLC. Answer a few questions. We might let you in.
Or next time, you could just leave out that huge, long preamble on which comments you're reading, and you could probably read them both.
I could, but
yeah,
no, preamble stays.
Preamble, yeah. Always.
We
it's
edit
like
nothing.
the mouth licks, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
but I
preamble
think,
stays.
And I'll be getting to the amble in just a moment.
Let's amble. Let's amble now.
We'll amble in just a moment. But first, I want to tell, and also tell people for Patreon comments, you just go to, you sign up for Patreon, patreon.com/watercooler, and different tiers there. It's very nice community. We also do movie clubs, an extra episode a week. You get ad-free versions of these shows. Real good content there. Okay, now let's go to our comments from our Patreon, listeners who got the ad-free version of last week's episode, Spice Holes.
Spice Holes,
yes.
Nice.
This is from Adam Smith. He writes, "My favorite holiday drink is called the Perfect Carver. He thinks it might be named after George Washington Carver. It is, okay, get ready, 2 parts eggnog, 1 part peanut butter whiskey." That's probably where the George Washington Carver comes in.
That's got to be the George Washington Carver thing. But all this comment made me think about was the time that Mike August called up and announced gleefully that we should take peanut butter whiskey and mix it with Mangria and call it the PB&J. And we did it, and it was actually fucking delicious.
My favorite Mike August Mangria memory. I have 2 of them.
Mine, Soda Stream.
That's the first one that comes to mind. Is, August. I mean, as you heard from Gary's story just now, he liked to experiment with Mangria, to where he thought, we got to mix this with a carbonated beverage, and he put it in one of those Soda Streams. And we were doing a podcast, and it sounded like there was an explosion in the kitchen.
It sounded like a gunshot. It really did. I mean, it was that loud. And it hit the ceiling of the warehouse.
Yeah, it went everywhere and hit how high is the ceiling, Gary?
25 feet, probably.
I think it's still up there. I think if you look up, you'll still see some Mangria remnants because nobody can get up there to clean it. But yeah, that was one of them. And the second one was, I remember August complaining to me about how the owner of the vineyard that Mangria was made was just such an a-hole. And he was having trouble dealing with this guy. And he even was like, dude, like, I thought he was going to kill me when we were talking to him because he was so mad at me. And then literally...
he also did threaten to kill August on the phone.
And then literally... Oh, this is after an in-person meeting. And then literally, I don't know, 2.5, 3 months later, the guy kills a client of his.
Right.
A partner, just because he had some anger issues. It's freaking crazy.
I think it was on 48 Hours or Dateline or one of those things.
Yeah, you could look it up, but it's crazy who was involved with the first imagining of Mangria, the vineyard part. I remember the guy who helped us was really nice, but crazy stuff. All right, well, anyway, George Washington Carver, 2 parts eggnog, 1 part peanut butter whiskey. Adam, who posted this, Adam Smith. I'm not the biggest eggnog fan, Halloween or Christmas, and I don't really care for the peanut butter whiskey either. But weirdly, I try this. I don't know why. I got to give it a shot.
Now he's saying that he drinks this at Halloween time. Is that the first part?
Holiday drink.
Holiday. Okay. Well, again, no one's arguing that eggnog isn't great around the end of year holidays. I just thought it was amusing that it was a Halloween themed eggnog. Although, to be fair, this commenter's suggestion, because it's got that nutty flavor, maybe you could acceptably drink it around Halloween time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's up for raisin season. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Well, you can only get it when eggnog's out. So
Well, apparently it's out at Halloween time now.
there you go.
Pre-Halloween. In fact, it expires at Halloween, as Gary pointed out.
No, it expired on the 16th of October.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I took the picture a while ago.
Now in our Facebook group, JT Onyet says, I just told my wife, a man named Fondelier told me to play with myself more. Went about as well as you'd think. So, and then Mike J. Nielsen comment on that. As long as he doesn't want you to play cheese ball. Dude, Mike is after you, dude. Like, you traumatized him with cheese ball.
Oh, I know. It's he's been
I don't think it
reminding
was
me
just
of
him.
it for years. Yeah, it's not just him. Not just him. Many people are upset by it.
I loved
But
it.
that's how you know you're an artist.
In fact,
you know?
Dan Hoover
People hate your art. That's how you know you're an artist.
in the Facebook group, Dan Hoover started a poll called "What was LPWC," which was a low point water cooler. He says, "What was LPWC and why was it cheese ball?" And then the poll.
Please tell me
That was
dice was
funny.
one of the answers.
The poll gives you two choices: cheese ball, because that was already the. I felt like it was a leading question, but cheese ball was one of the choices here. But it only is 8%. 92% voted for faulty poll. Cheese ball is awesome, and everyone that caused it to end are assholes.
Wow.
Yeah. And I cannot vote that many times that it was 92% for the record.
That's
okay?
true. No, even with bots, Matt wouldn't be able to do
Yeah.
this. So maybe we
Can
do
you-
cheese ball again.
Matt, can you ever take cheese ball back to the drawing board? Maybe make some adjustments and resubmit.
Take it back to the cutting board, you're saying? You want
Yeah,
me to
there
see
you
if I
go.
can cut the cheese
Take
a little
it
bit?
to the charcuterie.
It's possible. I'm making no promises, but obviously there's a want out there. I know.
Seems unlikely at this point because we're not going to have somebody mail a bunch of dice to one central location, and it's going to be very hard if they did to distribute it amongst us. So,
Yeah.
man, might be
Yeah.
a bridge too far.
We
I
just
feel like
need-
the last couple times I've tried to come up with games, it's backfired miserably. So I put that on hold for a little bit.
I
Well, then
love-
come
no,
up with
Matt,
something new. Come up
it
with a new
hasn't-
game that doesn't suck.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Let me wait. Let me write that one down.
Yeah.
One that doesn't suck.
Doesn't suck.
Doesn't
Yeah, right
suck.
that way.
That's the secret
That's
formula.
crazy. I never
Yeah.
would have
Matt, just
considered
jot that
that.
onto the back of the check that you're depositing right now.
It might be a good
exactly.
thing. It might be a good thing.
Have you considered using one of the AI tools? We now have myriad, Chat GPT.
Yes,
Bard.
I did use for the game of scones. I used Chat GPT, PT, where the P stood for pastry, and it helped me organize the clans into several houses, and it just again, sometimes rules are meant to be broken, and sometimes the people who make the rules become broken.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the
yes, I
game
do.
is just the game and Matt's ambition was just too complicated and too high level that even AI can't comprehend it and can't fathom just the greatness that is Matt's mind. He's like George R. Martin and Peter Jackson and I don't know whoever wrote Lord of the Rings. I don't know J.R. Tolkien. Yeah, all these just the
Pretty close.
universes. JJ Tolkien.
Yeah, close.
JRR.
JR. I forgot an R. He has two
You
R's.
did. Yep.
You did it on the other guy too.
Just like George R.R. Martin.
They're both
Right.
double R's.
Yeah,
Right.
dude.
That's insane. Well,
They're
sorry.
actually Bobo Boy fans. They're going, oh,
Well, Matt sounded like a seal, but I dug it.
That's okay.
All right. Well, sorry.
works
So
matter.
JRR and GRR. Apologies. Yeah. Look, and weirdly, I got your names wrong, but I was giving you such compliments. The universes that were created in your brains. Matt has done that, which spanned multiple galaxies with Cheeseball and Game of Scones. And yeah, I just don't think anybody is ready for it yet. But History will be kind to you, Matt. They will erect statues.
Thank you. I hope for people to be erect around the world based on my ideas. And I'll always have the Super Bowl. That was probably going to be my greatest achievement. So we'll always have that.
Because we finished it.
We did.
That's right.
Or just the best food. We've had a lot of great games over the years. Let's not make this all about me though.
Speaking of erecting statues, you see Dwayne Wade's statue? Gary has.
Yeah, it doesn't look anything like him.
It's at the point where if you're going to get a statue made of you, it's a coin toss these days, right? I mean, it's risky because I don't think you see it before it's unveiled publicly.
Right.
Maybe you do, but and how much you get to prove it. But I mean, a lot of them are pretty disappointing.
I mean, he seemed to be fond of it as it was revealed to him, at least in the comments that I saw. I looked at it and I thought,
wow.
I mean, it does not look like him at all.
He looks retarded or something.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to go refill my drink.
No, Matt, stay.
That's amazing. Is he pissed?
No. Well, he was very
seemed
diplomatic.
to be happy.
Yeah. But at the same time, his fan was there. You one of his kids are just like leaning in going, I don't think that looks like you, Pops.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I'm just saying that, and then of course the Ronaldo, like it just.
The Ronaldo one is just that one's a bit. That one has to be a bit. that one was fucking sculpted by a 7-year-old kid, or it's a joke because that one just. Yeah.
I know statues are cool and everything, but it's just I mean. I don't know. These artists are just getting a little too much license here because the statues used to look good. They used to look just like the guy. I've been to the Henry Winkler statue, looks just like him. I've been to, I've seen statues. I've been to the
sports ones.
Lincoln
I mean,
Memorial.
The Shaq one looks just like Shaq.
Yeah.
The Kobe one, yeah, that one's a little dicey, but
Rocky looks like Rocky.
Rocky looks like
Yeah.
Rocky. That's what I'm saying. So they know how to do it. I don't know. It's just be careful with getting statues. To all my buddies out there getting statues listening right now, and just don't expect too much. Just be pleasantly surprised. That's all I'm saying. Frankie wrote in. Frankie in the Patreon, and she says, "I'm not sure if the noise Chris was making was supposed to be a ghost at the end of the Spice Holes episode, but it was fun and I'm into it. LOL. I think it was.
It was.
Yeah. Let's see. Duck Guy 69 Smith says my lower hole smells like taco seasoning.
Wow.
Neil Pearson. He gives props to two water cooler members. First one is the quote, "I can taste the bullets" at the Bullet Distillery. I'm laughing so hard, and that was one Mr. Mike Dawson. And then he loved the solid joke from Gary Jr., who came in hot at the top of the last episode.
Yeah, that was his most successful, delivery and follow through on a joke to date, I would think. So I was very proud of him.
Yeah, and
I thought he was being a spaz, but there's humor.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah. Philip Anderson in the Facebook group writes, "Worlds are going to collide when the Porcelain Punisher creates the best lower whole foods competition. We got beans, apples, anything with black food coloring, maybe spicy peppers for the more adventurous."
You're onto something there.
Wait, why is apples on that list?
Yeah, dude. I want to know too, Philip. Explain apples.
Dude, that's fucking a weird thing to include in that list. You started off strong with beans, and I was on the same page.
Beans is up there. Yeah, beans is a common one.
Apples? What the fuck are you talking about, sir?
Philip, we need an explanation here, buddy.
There's got to be an explanation.
I'm sure there is. I just want to hear it
Probably
because that is an
something,
incomplete comment. You can't.
Sure.
Apples does not belong in the number 2 position of the game that he proposed.
Anything with black food coloring.
Okay, that I can sort of understand.
Okay.
I mean, food coloring is gonna change some things.
Maybe.
I would say with any color food coloring, it's gonna really change the game a little bit.
Apples. I don't. Yeah. Well, first off, Matt, I don't want you to play this game.
All right, good.
I will vote.
Yeah,
that's my vote. But I do want to hear more about these apples, Philip. So please follow up.
How you like them apples?
And I actually was told, especially because if my kid is having a tough time, eating apples and digesting his apples, then you feed him foods that start with the letter P. So prunes, pears,
Pineapples,
yeah, I guess pineapple. I don't know.
pizza,
Pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pea foods.
Hot.
pickles.
Pickles. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That was the doctor's advice. As long as it starts with the letter P, you're good, man. Pork chop, fucking feeding it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Pork chop.
Pork chop. Yeah. Give me all your
Yeah.
pea foods.
That is awesome.
He just loaded them up.
Yeah.
How has no one mentioned peas?
Peas are one of them. Yeah. Peas, pimento cheese,
Pappardelle.
Papa John's pizza.
Papa John's,
Yeah. Pappardelle.
Pizza Hut.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
places that start with a P are good too. Yeah. I'm a good dad.
Promantes.
See? Oh, yeah. We have to go cross country.
It's good for his digestion.
We have to. Yeah. Anyway, so pea foods are the ticket there. Let's
Tommy.
Donald Powell in the Facebook group. He says, I'm listening to episode 139 to prep for the Patreon episode. Guac Talk brought up flour versus corn tortilla chips. My wife's corn allergy has been getting worse, and now corn chips are getting her. Much like Dos Angeles, I thought most chips were flour. So my know-it-all self told her I could easily get her flour tortilla chips. I was wrong, completely unrelated. I can make tortilla chips in the air fryer oven and cast iron skillet. Yeah, Donald. Corn tortilla chips. I mean, I've had flour tortilla chips. They've made some out of like cassava flour that are really good. They're crisp. I forget the brand, but it's like a paleo one. It's good. I would try that one. But as far as like flour versus corn tortillas, I always say as far as Mexican food goes, I am migrating and maybe have fully migrated to flour tortillas as a preference. I'm fine with corn tortillas, but I prefer flours for fajitas, tacos, and such. And flautas.
That's kind of blasphemous. I feel like.
I know. I
just,
get it.
I can't. I'm not going to fight you really hard on it, but I just have to state for the record that you are going to make people upset with that statement.
Yeah, but that's irrational. Here's corn tortilla for a street taco. Absolutely, that's fine.
Exactly what I was going to say.
For
The street
fajitas,
taco.
But for fajitas, I think you're basically.
I agree.
You're making your own little burrito. 2 or 3 times throughout the course of the meal. So I think flour is perfectly acceptable.
See, I make tacos when I do fajitas.
Well, okay, tacos, whatever. That's what I'm saying.
So,
I'm trying to get you.
but
What I'm
then
trying
what
to do here is back you away from the whole taco thing, because I'm saying that corn is fine for tacos. But when it comes to, the fajitas, I also, like you, Chris, definitely prefer the flour.
Not only am I not backing away, Gary, but I'm planting firmly. I am planting myself on this side. Just because where I am, if I'm making fajitas in a restaurant, if I'm making tacos there, it's fine. But if I make them on the street, I gotta go corn. No, it's gonna taste good in the restaurant, on the street, wherever these tacos are being made. I
didn't mean the tacos that are on, like, physically on the street. I meant the style of taco, like the little, 5-inch round.
But imagine
meat, cilantro and onion, like that style of taco. I'm fine with the fact that is a corn tortilla by default. But
I'm fine with it too.
Fajitas,
I'm fine with it,
flour.
but I prefer a flour. Imagine they actually
Imagine a world where you get to choose your own tortilla.
They make tiny flour tortillas now, and they're wonderful.
Yeah, they do, and they're great. They're fantastic.
The right amount of fluff, texture. I just think it complements the food better.
I've realized that Dawson has come up with an incredible business idea.
Oh,
which is
better than queso frisco.
That's pretty good too. But what I'm saying is, how come we don't have tortilla variety packs? Why can I not go to the store and buy something that's 6 flour, 6 corn? It's always fucking 24 flour tortillas or something, or 12 flour tortillas. Like, let's make some of those corn, baby.
See, we already got that covered in our buy one store.
Sure. Okay.
You can just buy 1 corn and 1 flour.
Okay, so Dawson, this
Cool.
is your idea. We're giving
Yeah,
you
I'm trying to help
props here, and you're
elevate
trying to talk,
your idea.
trying to
I
discourage
will
us.
always
It's
shoot
like, this
down
is
my
my
own
idea.
ideas.
I'll drive it into the
Yeah.
fucking ground.
Yep.
Oh,
Always
it's never
shoot down
gonna
your
work.
own
Oh,
ideas.
you're an idiot.
I also would be remiss to not mention that HEB, the very popular grocery chain out here in Texas, they have half corn, half flour tortillas. It's like a 50-50 combo.
What?
Like it's the same tortilla.
Yeah.
Is it split down the middle or is it a
No,
mix? Oh,
it's a mix, but it's fucking good. It's basically the texture of
Interesting.
a flour tortilla, but with a little bit of that corny taste.
Interesting.
can you send me a pack of those, Matt? I'm gonna need you to mail
Sure.
one one of those,
Or
you
come on visit.
Or yeah, I
Come
could
on
visit.
me.
And you
I
could toss it in
actually,
my
I
face.
did picture it though as
Please come visit.
half corn tortilla and half flour
Yeah.
tortilla
Like
together. I'm
Two-Face.
like, how is that possible? No, it's a blend.
Chris, based on the last thing I asked Matt to send me, you should be looking out for your mailbox around 4th of July.
What did you receive, Gary?
Matt found, purchased, and then sent me a Dr. Drew bobblehead that now sits proudly in my office. But
Aw.
it was so long between when I told him to do it, I completely fucking forgot. And I got this package from Matt, and I was like, I have no idea what this is. But
I know
very,
what
very
Matt's
pleased when I
doing
opened it.
because then you want the element of surprise. It's fun.
That's exactly right.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and it worked. And I now
Also, I'll be honest, it just took me a while to find a good box. They just sat there till the right box.
Gary
came
is really
along.
picky about his boxes. I get nervous about giving him stuff too, base. I have to find the perfect box.
gotta
I'm not
ship
just
it
going to give him
properly.
any box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Matt, you'll be pleased to know that it sits proudly in my office right next to the Pasadena magazine that Drew was on the cover of. And it's like a little Drew shrine that I have in my office.
Well,
You should take a picture of it and show it on the next Mall of Money meetup so we could see your workspace, your new workspace.
I have a picture of it. I sent it to you, I believe. So I could show it.
I know, I've seen it. Again,
Okay.
I'm just trying to create.
you could share screen.
Yeah,
It's fine.
we can do it in our next meetup for sure.
There we go. There we go.
Ooh. Well, okay. First off, Matt, I love, I guess, your idea now of this half corn, half flour tortilla pack where it gives you a mix of both.
Yeah,
I
why
like
not,
that.
man?
'Cause,
That's crazy.
You know, why are we choosing between flour or corn when we could choose flour and corn? And it's just like the beginning of the comments here. We don't need this civil war.
Yeah.
We don't need it.
Yeah.
We want harmony.
Way
we
to
want
bring it
tortilla harmony. And I think
Can't we all just get along?
that's right. So
Yeah.
it's I think there's a lot of healing, a lot of growth just in the span of the 48 minutes that we've been doing this podcast, and I appreciate it.
And meanwhile, the torta is just sitting there lonely, you know.
That's
Torta
what I'm
is just
Poor lonely
left
torta.
out in the cold.
torta. Pupusas, you gotta have a corn tortilla.
Oh, I love
See,
pupusas.
I get it. I know when you need corn tortillas. Pupusas just need a new name.
Yeah.
It's a weird.
Yeah,
name.
they're way better than they sound.
Yeah. Well, speaking of all this Mexican food, I got a interesting cartel story that I'll tell on Patreon. Not it's not my story, but it's just something I heard about with one of my friends. He gave me a good cartel story. So
Your friend's in a cartel?
actually, we all know this guy. So it would relate to all of us in some sort of way.
Do
So
cartel.
I will.
Good.
So I'll talk about it in the Patreon episode. We'll do it in the Patreon episode. But anyway,
Good for you, Matt.
and Caitlin will be in the Patreon episode. Matt will.
Are we sure? Has he emailed us? Yeah, oh yeah, he'll definitely be there.
He'll
He'll be there
assume so.
eventually.
He'll be there eventually. So anyway, why don't we go around the horn? That'll do it for comments. We do have this is how you remind me. I want Keelan to be here for it because he's in it.
And we
So-
will, by the way, have announcements about the aforementioned movie club and meetup in our Patreon episode later this week. So please be sure to listen to get those updates because we're going to discuss when we're scheduling them all for.
And speaking of
What movie is it?
Patreon, oh god,
London Has Fallen. And Matt, I was also delighted to hear that there is a new TV show in the works called Paris Has Fallen. So the Has Fallen universe is thriving and
The
growing.
Fallen Verse.
yes.
Fallenverse, correct. So enjoy listening to us right around Halloween discuss the decidedly not Halloween movie London Has Fallen.
And then DOS for
Yo.
Patreon. I know you listened last week, so I'll just get the
Right.
listeners excited. Somebody has returned. Here's a little hint.
Stacy's car has got
Okay.
So, somebody's made their triumphant return. So, anyway, that will do it
Whatever.
for this episode of Walker. Why don't we go around the horn and get our plugs in? I'll start all the way in Austin, Texas. Matt, what do you suggest everyone check out?
Well, I'll just say patreon.com/watercooler for this week's Shay. I'll tell you guys about Fondleween 2024 because me and my wife did our night out on the town in costume just this past weekend. And I'm excited to tell you guys about it.
Can't wait.
I hope it was better than the one you did at that casino where no one else was in costume.
Oh, there was a lot more costumes this time.
Good.
Yep. That was on Halloween night, by the way, when that happened. That was so absurd.
It's
we had
absurd.
a great night.
And you got a good profile picture out of it. It was your profile picture for years.
For sure. Yes.
Gary, what about you?
I will piggyback off Matt, patreon.com/watercooler. And, got a lot of fun stuff coming up over there. So go check it out. It's an absolute bargain given how all the prices for everything have skyrocketed and we've never increased it. So check it out.
Should we increase it? We got to talk about this. I mean, we got to adjust for inflation. Even In-N-Out's increased the price of their cheeseburgers.
I don't know, man. We also got Apple coming in and stealing 30% of our cash. So maybe we have to, but not yet. So lock that price in now before a possible increase.
Get in now. Still a lot less than one of Kaylin's cold brews. And then Dotson, what about you?
I'm almost done with the audiobook In Cold Blood. Still recommend it. It's an interesting listen. And if you got any suggestions of an audiobook I should listen to, send it to me at Los Angeles because I'm looking for something to listen to next. Other than that, be good to each other.
Love it. And then, And then for me, my band's playing all over, just Huntington Beach, Long Beach. Just go follow at Loxi Music, LAXI Music on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. And keep up to date with the happenings of the band. All right. That'll do it for this episode of Watercooler. We'll be back later this week for Patreon. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for joining us. We love you. Goodbye.
R.